Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Force here, and today we'll be checking out Fast and Furious Showdown. This is a racing game based on the Fast and Furious movie franchise. It combines the storyline from the earlier movies and works as a lead up into Fast 6. Now this was developed by Firebrand, and they're a game company that's made games like Need for Speed The Run, Cars 2 the video game, Trackmania for the Wii, and Dirt 2. So they've made a lot of racing games, and that's a lot of experience when it comes to racing titles. Has that experience worked its way into a quality game for Fast and Furious Showdown? I don't really think so, but we'll leave that opinion up to you guys as I show you some gameplay and give you my initial thoughts and impressions on Fast and Furious Showdown. We're going to start off at the very beginning of the game because I would like to show you some of the game's amazing voice acting. Let's go ahead and hop in with Moscow Part 1 in the Moscow Flip Car Prelude. Oh boy, get ready for some great voice acting. You get to pick your character. I get to choose between Letty and Shaw here. We'll just go with Letty. Sounds good to me.
Excuse me. What do you think you're doing?
Riley Hicks. I got orders to meet Agent Luke Hobbs in 24 hours.
Oh, then I'm your POC. I'm Monica Fuentes. You got my name, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Sounds familiar. I'm sorry to post up like this, but I gotta know everything that Hobbs is doing before my boots hit the ground.
I get it, but next time try asking. I don't like surprises, and neither does Hobbs.
Okay. Got it. So you know him. Any idea what this is all about?
Yes. He's been tracking a crew across the globe, and we're getting closer.
Right. Toretto's crew.
No. Another one. And they are dialed in and dangerous as hell. They've been running jobs from Hong Kong to Berlin. And every time someone gets close, they get robbed.
Yeah, but Hobbs is closing in on them.
No, I said we're getting closer. Some recent intel points to Russia.
What are their scores?
Military tech. They know it, they heist it, and they use it without hesitation. Everywhere they've been, they found a wake of destruction.
Who's in charge?
Owen Shaw. Former Spec Ops, was a major in the SAS and ran the UK's mobility division.
I was on an op with them in Cairo. They play for keeps.
I have no words for how awful the voice acting and cutscenes are in this game.
Good. The convoy's moving. On my go, do not hold back. It's a tactical necessity that they learn we're coming.
What if they don't deviate from the route?
That's not an option. Are we clear?
And the in-game voice acting isn't exactly any better. I don't know.
Not just the police.
It's so bad.
I want chaos.
And and besides the cutscenes and the voice acting being bad, does this not look like a PlayStation game? Does anyone else not think that this looks like a PlayStation game in terms of its visuals? We're off to a bad start here, but let's go ahead and talk about the gameplay. So this functions like pretty standard driving games do. We're driving with WASD. W is to accelerate, S is to brake, and then A and D is to go left and right. Now we've also got the ability to use N2O, the NOS there, and that is done with E. Is actually how we're going to activate that. So I could just go ahead and, for example, do that right now. There we go. Activate the NOS. Now, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, there's a few things to note. Number one, there's this XP thing. There's a level-up system in this game, and through leveling up, you're able to customize vehicles and things of that nature. Pretty much what you would expect from a car game. But also that FF that you see in the upper right, that's you're going to get special points for doing special things. Like, for example, I'm flipping cars right now, and when you do, when you take corners well, or if you like nearly miss a car or an object, you're going to get points for that. And that essentially accumulates, and once that FF bar is filled, then you're going to get another use of the N2O, so you'll get that extra speed boost is basically what that is there. There's also an E-brake, which is with left control. That's what allows you to drift around corners. But, there's no gear changing or anything crazy like that. And besides the E-brake, the standard driving controls with the accelerate, brake, left and right, and the N2O, there's really not much else when it comes to the driving in this game. There's no other specialty boosters that you're picking up in the world. I've played this game for a little over an hour now, so unless there is something coming later on in the game, and taking a look at reviews, I see that this game is supposed to be around 6 hours total. Couldn't imagine playing this for 6 hours, to be honest with you. All right, so we've got my buddy right here. An important thing to keep in mind is that every single section of this game is done in pairs. It's basically, it's made to be a co-op game. Now that's either going to be, you know, you and an AI partner. I get to flip cars here, it's kind of funny. So there's a specialty thing essentially for some of the cars, and this specialty car is a flipper on the front. You'll notice that little, I'm spamming it right now, and we've got that little gas going up front. But if you slam that, once you've got someone lifted on your hood essentially, you're able to flip them in the air, and that's what I'm trying to do, these cop cars here. So this is a co-op focused game. You're either going to be playing with an AI partner or you're going to be playing with a real other person. It's up to you. You can play this as a sort of a standard co-op game, but every single race is done with 2 vehicles. And in fact, when you play by yourself, you have the option of switching between the drivers, which you're going to see in the next upcoming part. So that was the first level there. I just had to, you know, destroy some cop cars and get away from them. There are primary and secondary objectives, and depending on how many of those you complete, you're going to be able to unlock more experience, which will again let you customize your cars a little bit further. You can see right now I'm currently level 4. All of that prior XP coming from when I played the game earlier. So we're going to press enter here. And those are the secondary objectives. I didn't get any of them. I wasn't really focused on doing that, but you can, you know, flip 75 vehicles, avoid any traffic collisions, or finish the event in 220 to get those secondary objectives. Yeah, and then I've also unlocked here a new paint type here, the metallic paint type. Wonderful. And you get to do that in the challenge mode, where you can apply your upgrades or upgrades and to the vehicle, as well as the paint jobs and things like that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and continue here and go into another glorious cutscene with amazing voice acting.
I like Hobbs' style. Going old school with the folders.
Paper files can't be hacked.
The suits are morons. I'm here for Shaw's crew, not Toretto's.
Not necessarily. They were just another assignment before Rio. But after that, we put them in a whole new category.
All right, so sticking with the ridiculousness of the Fast and Furious movies, we've got some crazy stuff going on. Here's a great example. We're pulling I guess a safe out of the wall. And again, this is done in tandem because this is a co-op game. And now we're going to spend the entirety of this level dragging this safe throughout the streets. You can see in the rear view mirror. And let me talk about the mirror controls too. I got to make sure I get this turn here though. We're going to drop that E-brake. Oh yeah, drifting. Oh yeah, drifting. So we can take a look behind us using the arrow keys and to the side. So doing up arrow down arrow will look behind us, and then left and right can look to our left and right. Now there's also camera controls that can be switched with Q depending on the level that you're in. So in this level we've got this really far back camera, and then we can also switch it. I'm gonna wait till this corner though before I do that though. Hit our E-brake. That might have been the worst drift ever. I'm pretty bad at driving games, I gotta be honest. But I still can tell when a driving game is good or not, because I've played plenty of good driving games, and this is not one of them. Alright, so with Q we're able to switch our camera a little bit here. For this particular level, I think it makes the most sense to be zoomed all the way back, so we can pay attention to what's going on with that safe that we're dragging behind us. Now I don't have any specialty things in this particular level besides my NOS, so we're... Oh no! What the heck just happened? I got stuck there for a minute. So I'm probably gonna... just got slammed with the safe. Holy snap. So we're gonna probably slam that N2O in just 1 second here, maybe after. Okay, safe, get away from me, thank you. And we're gonna hit this corner here. Oh, great driving, great driving. There we go. So we're gonna slam this. That's gonna use up our FF in the right-hand corner. And then again, we'll fill that up as we drive well. I don't know if that's gonna happen though, because I don't really drive well. So once, as I mentioned before, this is, I'm stuck. I know why I was stuck before. It's because my co-op partner, I'm actually being dragged by the connection cord between me and him as he got stuck back. So I can switch between us. If I hit tab here, I can go ahead and switch to that guy. and vice versa. So I can hit tab to switch between the two. Now, again, normally, if you're playing with a real person, you would not be able to do that. At least I believe so. I haven't actually tried it, because I don't think anyone in their right mind has purchased this game. Because I could tell, damn it, just by taking a look at the trailer for this game that it was going to be bad. And, you know, my expectations were low, and they did not even meet those low expectations. I mean, this has to be one of the worst driving games that I've ever played, for a few reasons. Now, we can talk about the, you know, terrible voice acting and cutscenes. Whatever. It's bad, no questioning that. But, I mean, this is a driving game, so how's the driving? Well, I guess it's okay, but it's nothing special, and to add to, like, that, plus the fact that the game looks like it's a PlayStation game, literally looks like a PS1 game. In fact, I think, someone can correct me here, but I think they were working on a Fast and Furious PlayStation game that never came out. I almost wonder if they've just tried to update that old title that never released and change the storyline to go with their most recent movies, and then said, hey, here's a new game. But this looks so ancient. But again, you know, the graphics are not everything. Voice acting and cutscenes are not everything. But unfortunately, the driving in this game is just, it's average at best. Average at best is how I would describe it. I struggled for a word there, but I mean, I just don't know what to say about it. It's not very good. It's not terrible either. It's not like the car's not doing what I want it to, but still, it's, I don't know, guys. This is what we like to call in the industry shovelware. This is a game that was put out
when you were with U.S. Customs in Miami,
for the sake of Fast and Furious fans, and try to get them to spend money on it. And the fact that this thing cost $30 is mind-blowing to me.
Of course, it wasn't long before Brian got a friend with street cred to run one with him.
Cool. Very cool. No, not so much. All right, we're doing some street racing now. And, I mean, like, I've played enough. Have you guys seen enough? I think you've probably seen enough, right? So let me say this. If you're a huge Fast and Furious fan and you really want to see what's going on in this game, you know, I guess you could pick it up, but I would advise against it. I would say save your $30. You could pretty much purchase any other racing game published in the last 10 years and probably get a better experience than this. This is just so mundane, so average, and even below average in certain aspects. Specifically, those aspects would be the voice acting, cutscenes. And admittedly, not a lot of racing games have those two things, but maybe there's a reason why. This game certainly shows you. Racing games can have some terrible cutscenes. I mean, it's shovelware, guys. It is shovelware. Again, if you don't know what that is, look up a definition for it. It's pretty much garbage that's been put out for the sake of trying to rip people off who are fans of a franchise. The franchise in question here, of course, is Fast and Furious. This is by far probably the worst racing game that I've ever played. I have not played a lot of racing games, but the ones that I have played in recent memory have been a lot better than this. So once again, this has been Force checking out Fast and Furious Showdown. But don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and look up other reviews and all sorts of other things. But I would advise strongly against this game. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning. Oh yeah, I got to jump. Woohoo! That's freaking great. Fantastic. Fantastic.